Now I'm sure that people are starting to hear more news about Xbox and their Game Pass prices that are starting to go up. Well, it's very sad, but just like gas prices and groceries, it's all going up, unfortunately, and it includes memberships for video games. Now, Xbox memberships have been requiring a purchase ever since the 360 days. This is coming after the backlash of the original Xbox and even up to the PlayStation 3 and even up to the Nintendo 3DS, where there were ways to get your system hacked by other users. So to prevent this, they went with kind of like a yearly paywall or a monthly paywall, depending on what you want to spend for your online gameplay. Now, with Xbox, they had the Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate, I believe, where you were able to have ways to play online but had extra features as well. And lately it's been at talks that the Game Pass is going to be getting more pricier for players if they want to continue playing online, and it is going to be indeed a fact. Starting in September, it is going to go up, and basically, if you have your yearly memberships be $60, it is going to be going up to $75. Now, it's a real pain, and I keep saying now a lot, but it's just trying to get to a point. It becomes more of an issue now because, like I said, all the other platforms are going up as well. So, if you head over towards PlayStation, they have 3 sets of memberships. They have Essential, Extra, and Premium. Now, those also went up in price because I remember when the PS4 was out, it was $60 as well. Excuse me. But now you have a subscription updates to where you can have a month for $10, 3 months for $25, and then 12 months for $80, which is kind of around the same for Microsoft. However, for them it's going to be $75, whereas here is $80. But that's just for the essentials. Now for the extra for PlayStation, it actually is $15 a month, $40 for 3 months, and a year is $135. And then premium is $18 for a month, $50 for 3 months, and $160 for 12 months. Now, I mentioned all the benefit or all the what are they called? The packages per one. But basically, the essential is like the current Microsoft, or the soon-to-be current Microsoft, where you're just going to have access to play online. That's really about it. And sometimes you might get like a special deal. For the PlayStation Plus Essential, though, it comes with monthly games, whereas the new version of Microsoft with their memberships for Xbox, you're not going to get that access, or it's not going to be as big. So remember back a few months ago where they mentioned the new Black Ops game is going to be a day one pass release. Well, that's if you're going to use the new pass that they're going to be bringing out around the same time. So it's very stressful for a lot of gamers because they spend a lot of money already for these memberships and they are going up in price. The only one that has not gone up in price yet, which I'm hoping it still doesn't, so I'm knocking on wood, is Nintendo. Now, Nintendo technically has 4 different kinds of memberships, but each one is divided in 2. So what I mean by that is the membership types are the individuals and the families. So for the Nintendo Switch Online, individual basic form is basically $20 a year, in which you get, didn't mean to hit that button, go away, which basically say it'll give you the options to play online, let you play some of the Switch Online features like the NES, the Super Nintendo, and the Game Boy, the original Game Boy / Color games on the Nintendo Switch website, as well as save data clouds and access to the Nintendo Switch app and periodically get special offers. But then when you go to the expansion pack, it does all that, plus you get to play N64 titles, you get to play Game Boy Advance titles, get the DLC passes for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the carts that eventually get added in. And then you have also access to some goodies for Animal Crossing, New Horizons, as well as Splatoon 2. You get some extra features there, and the opportunity to play Sega Genesis on the Nintendo Switch Online. So all those are included with the expansion pack. I also mentioned that there's a family version of those as well. The individual is $20 a year for individual standard, and then the online expansion pack for single player or individual usage, as they call it, is $50. And then you go to the family version, it is $35 a year for the standard edition and $80 for the expansion. Now, people right away have gone, well, it's way too expensive for the family version. You might as well just screw them real hard. Not necessarily, because the Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pass is $80 a year, like I said. However, you can have up to 8 players on the family pack. So literally, if you're using 8 accounts, you're paying $10 a year for each account. That's not a bad thing in my opinion. So there are other ways to play games out there that have online memberships that are way cheaper, and it's just real big talk now because, again, Xbox is going up in price, which is frustrating gamers. Now, with my Xbox, all I'm doing is I'm just playing some single-player games, maybe some multiplayer stuff if I have friends over, and I just binge-watch YouTube and other streaming services. Also, if you see my stuff shaking out, my washer's going right now. I just noticed it. But, yeah, so right now, many people aren't too thrilled about the fact that Game Pass is going to be getting expensive, but that's just how it's going to be, unfortunately. A lot of things are going up in prices. So, honestly, if I had to pick any of these 3, I'm going to pick Nintendo because it's cheaper and there's a lot more options, I think, to play. Now, I understand that Xbox and PlayStation get a lot more mature-rated games and more games to play with people online. It has better, wider, expanded playing games, or expanded games, I should say, over Nintendo. However, with Nintendo being $80 a year for a family of 8 to play on the same account versus with Xbox, with only one account, and you have to pay $80, and then PlayStation Plus, at most, you're paying $160 for a year. Honestly, I think the Switch is more worth it, but that's just my opinion. I understand people think otherwise, but it's just how it is. So just giving you guys a heads up, and just be aware if your prices are going to be increasing for your Xbox memberships because of this increase. All right, you guys be good.